So we're going to start out standing because we really want to start, you know, getting that body warm. It's chilly this morning. All right, and it's a nice full moon, the hunter moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and balance first, okay? On the four corners of the feet with the toes connected to the earth. So we're going big toe mound, connecting, outer heel, inner heel, little toe mound, and then just lift all your toes, spread them out, and bring them down to the mat. And let's breathe. So we were talking about reviewing our some of our posture moves. So let's see where the posture is right now, okay? So hips over heels, well, hips over ankles, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders, and then turn your palms face forward. They should be right out at your side there. Inhale and exhale. All right, now just close your eyes for a moment and see if you feel any kind of movement happening, any kind of sway. It's fine, we're just observing. And then intentionally, if you're okay with this with your eyes closed, go ahead and do it with your eyes closed. Otherwise, just let your eyelids be heavy, defocus your eyes, and just sway side to side. Just feel that movement in the feet from all four corners to not so much all four corners. And then we're going to sway a little back and forth. Just getting super grounded here in the standing balance. And then come back to center, thinking about the feet being grounded just like we were. And just breathe. We're going to go for a nice balanced breath now. 4 in, 4 out. So starting with an exhale. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And just hold. And then exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. And it's going to be the same thing. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Slight hold. And exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Little hold here. And then continue. Nice and even breaths, just holding a bit after the inhale and holding a bit after the exhale. And after your next exhale, just shake it out, let everything go. All right, so we're going to deepen the breath with some earth sky. So go ahead and take your feet slightly wider than hip width distance. Move around, shake around a little bit. And we're going to let the knees just gently bend and straighten as we take the hands center, warming up the hands with making a little friction here. Taking the palms to your heart. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw your right palm up toward the sky, your left palm toward the earth. And then inhale, back to center, slight bend to the knees. And inhale. Up, release, and let's exhale back to center. Inhale, up, on the right, right palm up, left palm down, and center. Inhale, left palm up, right palm down, and center. We are going back to the right arm up, left hand down, and center, and left hand up, right hand down. And center, and take it up. Now stay here, gazing towards your right fingertips. Inhale, and as you exhale, turn your gaze towards your left fingertips. And then come back to your right and hands to heart center. And we're going to do the same thing now, taking the other side. Left hand up, gaze. Right hand down. Gazing towards your right, back to the left, and come back to center and shake everything out. Alrighty. So, we're also going to see some circles in today's practice, right? Because that beautiful full moon is a nice big circle. So think about this. When you go into your cats and cows, they're going to be a lot about circling the arms. So draw your arms up and back and reach forward, and draw your arms back and forward and up. There you go. And 3, and 2, and then holding the hands forward, slightly roll up, roll your shoulders back, shake it out. Ooh, come back to standing. Okay. All right, so we open the spine forward and back, and we're going to do more side of the earth and sky breath. Was a little bit of side opening. Now we're going to take the arms up, interlace the fingers, plant the feet, turn the palms up, inhale, and exhale, tick-tock over to the left and gaze up to the right. And come center and tick-tock over to the right, gaze left. We're going back to the left here, looking up to the right. And back over to the right, looking up to the left. And then stand tall, release the arms, and make 2 circles. So we're going to circle and circle. Now come back to interlacing your fingers and switch your fingers by 1. Okay, press up, and we're going to the left, gaze right, and up, and to the right, gaze left, and up to the left, gaze right, and up and to the right, gaze left, and up, and then circle. If you remember which way you went last time, go the other way, otherwise just make circles. Oh, and release the arms. Okay, when you're done. How'd that feel? Okay, so we're going to have the knees and hips soft here and work on a little bit of twisting. Hands to the thighs, big circle with the shoulder as you come back and forward. And same thing on the other side, and that's all we're doing. We're going forward and back, circle the shoulder, forward and back. All right, so when you are even, just come back to center and shake it out. Okay, we're going to come down to the earth now, have our blocks handy, and have the rolled up mat handy. So we've got 2 blocks, and we've got the rolled up mat. So put the rolled up mat like at the middle edge of your mat so that it's within easy reach. Feet hip width distance, let's come to the top of the mat here, and we're going to find equal standing. Inhale and exhale. Good. We're going to work our way down now. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, gentle swan dive over the hip creases. The legs are not at all warm. Well, they're a little bit, but we're not really trying to go too far. We're just going to a natural position here in a forward fold. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, and shine your heart forward. Now bring your hands down and step back into downward facing dog. And then pedal your feet, really thinking about rolling through the toes, press the heel down. Roll through the toes, press the heel down. And then press one heel down and hold. And press the other heel down and hold, and press both heels down and hold. And now go ahead and slowly and carefully bring the knees down so that they both come down at the same time, and sit off to the side. We're going to find equal seating here, first in seated mountain pose. So we've got the legs long, the feet flexed, then the spine long. Inhale and exhale. And coming back to a sense of balance, and then let everything shake out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so now we're going to do a passive spine opening. Take your rolled up mat and turn it with the long side to the long side of your mat, okay? So when you come down, it's going to be lengthwise under your spine. Go ahead and bend your knees, slowly roll down, and adjust the mat so that it's just under your shoulder blades, and take your arms long. Okay, is that working?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. If you feel any issues in your spine, just move up and down on the mat a little bit until you feel like it's the right position for you. And when you take your arms long, you're going to feel, right, a nice opening across the front of the body, through the shoulders, and just with your knees bent, just be here for a moment and just breathe. So this helps counteract a lot of that forward posture that we might have during the day. Inhale and exhale. Now with your left foot still on the mat, just slowly start to extend your right leg. And if that feels okay, extend your left leg. Good. And just stay here. If that doesn't feel okay, just bend your knees immediately, but otherwise stay here for a few breaths. And then we're going to draw the right leg in, foot to the mat, and the left leg in, foot to the mat. Okay, and then bring your hands down by your side. They're not going to go all the way to your side, but release your arms a bit. Extend one arm long and roll over to the side. And sit on up and remove the mat. Okay? So what we're going to do, since we have the mat, is now turn it in the long direction, okay? So lengthwise here. Now when the spine comes down, it's going to be lengthwise. Put the mat right by your hips and roll it down. Okay? This might start to feel familiar to you. You want your head off the mat. We're going to do our core work from here. Okay, so first you start with 2 feet on the mat, okay? And the rolled up mat is under your spine. Is that making sense so far with your head on the floor?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to take the fingertips to the very tips of the fingers, okay? Barely in contact with the mat, but lightly touching. And then take your feet to the tips of the toes as much as possible. So we've just taken away a lot of the stability here, right? So the core is starting to have to work. Because when we have our palms flat and our feet flat, it's easy to just relax into that. Now the toes are on the mat with the heels lifted, and the fingertips are on the mat with the palms lifted. So now we're going to take the right hand up and see how that feels, and add the left hand. You might notice some swaying here already. Take the right hand down and the left hand. Okay. Now we're going to take the right leg up. There's a little sway too, maybe. And right toes down, but don't relax the foot. And left leg up. And left toes down. Don't relax the feet or the hands. Okay? Now we're going to go right arm up and left leg up. Might feel a little more sway there, right? And hand and foot down, but not resting. We're still on the fingertips and toes. Left arm, right leg, up it goes. And down. And we're going to switch side to side. Okay, so we're going right arm, left leg, nice and smooth up. And left arm, right leg. And you might feel like you can start to switch in mid-air, and if it gets very wobbly, you might even roll off the mat, and that would show you that you are actually really challenging yourself, right? And it's perfectly fine to do that. Down and up. Okay? You can slow it down, or you can just go whoosh. And we started right leg, left arm. So the next time you go, well, I think we started right arm, left leg. So the next time you go left arm, right leg, you'll be even. All right, let's roll off the mat, put it to the side, and let the spine. Okay. Did you feel that? That was fun. Okay, so let's move around here. Inhale and exhale. And we'll do some oblique work here, but from having the spine on the floor and the feet down. Okay, so take your arms long here and take your right leg up. Okay, and then you're going to extend your left leg so it's just, the heel is just a few inches off the mat. So you're in a split position here, and then start to draw your left hand up towards your right foot, raising the left shoulder and looking past the right leg. All right, bring it down, bring the knees in. Okay, you're going to put your right foot down, left leg up. Your arms are long. Extend your right leg. That heel is just a few inches off the mat here. And reach up with your right arm toward the left leg. And bring it down. Everything okay here? Yep. Left foot down, right leg up, left leg extends, and we take left arm toward the right foot. And bring it down, knees in, right foot down, left leg up. Right leg extends, right arm toward the left leg. Knees in, left foot down, right leg up, left leg extends. Reach toward the right foot. Knees in. This is our last one. We're going right foot down, left leg up, extend the right leg, reach toward the left toes. And bring it in. Oh, hug the knees in and rock side to side. Woo! Inhale and exhale. Put your hands on your knees and make some nice circles. Knees one direction and the other. Alrighty. Now we're going to get to hips. Is it okay if we do water wheel? Always, always, right? All right, hands down by your side, knees are bent. And we're going to take the right knee in, point up, flex down. That's a good circle movement for the hip. Knee in, point up, flex down. And just keep going in a nice smooth circle. And the next time your right knee is in, hold it in, flex your right foot, and we're going flex out, point up, knee in, reversing the circle. And the next time your right knee is in, just hold it in, hold on to your shin or your hamstring. And now let it come out to the right and back to center, your leg, your right leg. Hold at center here, put your left hand outside of your right leg, extend that left leg any amount. Take your right arm out to the side, inhale, and draw your right knee just past the belly button. Get a nice stretch in the side here. And then continue letting the right knee come over to the left. Now the right hip lifts and your gaze stays toward your right fingertips. And starting to come back to the center, let the right ankle come across the left thigh. Right foot is flexed. Draw your right shin in and move around in the hips. Circle one direction and the other. So pay close attention to how this side feels. Cross tightly at the thighs, holding on to the legs. You might have your ankles, or you might have the outside of your legs, and just move around. And release, unwind, bring your feet to the mat, and let your knees gently open and close. Little butterfly wings here. Okay, ready for water wheel on the left knee in, point up, flex down, and keep going. And the next time your left knee is in, hold it in, flex your left foot, and we're flexing out, up, and in. Flex out, point up, knee in. Take it out and up, in. And the next time the left knee is in, hold it in, holding shin or hamstring. It's out to the side and back, out and back. So we're just going out to the side, back to center. Now pause and put your right hand outside of your left leg. Extend your left arm out to the side. Extend the right leg any amount. And draw that left knee just past the belly button. Now take the left knee all the way over as far as it wants to go. Left hip is going to lift here, and take your gaze past your left fingertips. And then as you come center, draw your left ankle across your right thigh. Draw the shin in. Make sure your left foot is flexed. And move the hips around in a circle, paying attention to how this side feels. So we're just noticing, because if there's a tighter side, we're going to go back to that side when we're finished and just work that a little more. All right, so now let's come to cross legs. Hold on to the ankles or even just the outside of the legs, whatever's working for you, and make some nice circles here. let's release, unwind, bring the feet to the mat, and let the knees gently open and close. All right, just raise one leg if you had a side that felt a little tighter. Okay, so go ahead, back to that side, and what we're going to do is, let's say it was your left hip that felt tighter. Take your left ankle across your right thigh and come back into the figure 4 and let that move around. So this is the movement that we're going to do with the hip that needs a little extra attention this morning. And then we'll take it back to thighs crossed, holding on, and just moving around a little more. Great, and then release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat, and just butterfly your knees open and closed here. So we're going to make our way to hands and knees. And coming into a knee down plank. So the core is engaged, right? If this bothers your wrists ever, you can do this at a wall. Okay? And we're going to do a little from here. We're going to do a push-up with the elbows heading back, push up, and hips toward heels, long spine. Come forward, push up, and hips toward heels, long spine. So just move through that a couple of times, strengthening the arms. And then landing in a child's pose with your forehead resting either on the mat or your hands. And find your way to a downward facing dog from here. So now we're back in dog, and we're going to just press the heels toward the mat. Feel nice and balanced. 4 points of a dog here. So think about 2 hands and 2 feet. Weight evenly distributed. And walk your feet towards your hands, starting to take them wider as you go. And when you get to the top of your mat, your feet will be about mat width distance apart. Bring your forearms to your thighs, bring your hands to your heart. Press through the feet and draw the fingertips up toward the sky. Inhale, and as you exhale, come back to standing. Now let's find equal standing again in mountain pose. All right, shake things out. Okay. All right, you ready for some sun salutations? Let's go ahead and grab these 2 blocks and have one on either side of the mat here. So we're going to be standing in between the blocks here, feet hip width distance apart. Now inhale, float the arms up, and as you exhale into your forward fold, let your hands come to the blocks. The blocks have 3 sides. Your hands might touch at the lower edge, they might touch at the medium-high edge, or they might touch at the high edge. See which edge is right for you right now. All right, now start to bend your knees and drop your blocks to their lowest edge if they're not already there. With your hands on the blocks, go ahead and take your right leg back and you're in a nice lunge, but a little more lifted than if your hands were on the mat. And just kind of wiggle through that lunge, wiggle into the left hip. Inhale and exhale. Alrighty, now bring your right knee down here and turn the blocks to their highest edge. Highest edge. Hands are on top of the block, and then just let your hips sink forward, okay? And you'll feel a nice stretch in the front of the right hip flexor here, yes? All right, now come back and draw the hips back toward the right heel. I'm just going to move this block. And lift your left toes. Feel the hamstring. Okay? And you're going to come back forward into that low crescent lunge with your hands on top of the block here. Inhale and exhale. Now let your left hand just slide off the block behind and come behind you. Keeping this front hip flexor stretch. Let your right hand slide off the block and come into low crescent lunge with the hands behind. Yeah, it's a lot. And go ahead and turn your blocks to their second edge. Lift your left toes. Okay, pretend my block is still here. Get that nice hamstring stretch. And then take your block back. Two hands to the block on their lowest side. Take your knees back and take the blocks out of the way, put your hands to the mat, and come into your plank. And then chaturanga down. Good. And we're just going to do a little gentle cobra lift here. Not any help from the hands, super gentle release. And find your way back and up to downward facing dog. Oh, lengthen through your dog. And then walking the feet forward, taking them wider if you like that. Hands to the thighs. Hands to heart. Lift up, fingertips up. And as you exhale, coming back to mountain pose. Everything okay with that? We're going to do that on the other side. Okay, so let's have the blocks here. At the top of the mat, where the feet are in between, we're in mountain pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, straight legs, swan dive, and put the blocks any position where your hands can rest on top of the block. Okay, what is that for you right now? Now bring your hands to your thighs, half lift, and turning your blocks down to their lowest side. Drop the hips, hands come to the block. Left leg back, you're in a lunge. Your hands are on the block. And hang out in this lunge, wiggle around a little bit. And then bring your left knee down. So the left knee is behind the hip, and your right knee is over your right ankle. Turn your blocks to their highest edge. Put your hands on the block and lean into it, feeling that hip flexor stretch on the left. Now notice that the right knee is still over the right ankle here. So, okay. And then turn your blocks to their second edge and start to just make that block invisible. Start to press the hips back toward the left heel and raise your right toes, hamstring stretch. And then turn your blocks back up to their highest edge and lean back into that crescent lunge. And from here, let your right hand slide off the block behind you. Let your left hand slide off the block behind you. Yeah. Now we've added a little balance. And bring your hands back to the blocks, second side, back into the hamstring stretch with the right toes lifted. Okay, come back forward, turn your blocks to their first side, the lowest side, and bring your right leg back, move the blocks out of your way, come into plank, knees up or down, always your choice, chaturanga, okay, and we're going to do a little cobra here, and release, and now a spinal release, make a pillow with your hands, forehead rests on the hands, knees bend, and we go side to side with the legs. Come back to center, feet down, come into downward facing dog. Find your balance in dog. 2 hands, 2 feet to the mat. A few nice deep breaths. As you press your heels a little closer to the mat, notice how the hamstrings feel. We did a lot of work on them now, so notice what's happening there. And then start to walk your feet to your hands. Once again, if you like to take them wider, take them wider. If you just want to walk straight up, walk straight up. Hands to the thighs, hands to your, well, forearms to the thighs, hands to your heart. Stand tall, inhale, and exhale into mountain pose. Good, and shake things out. Inhale and exhale. All right. How's everything feeling?
Good. That's good.
All righty. Okay, so let's do a little sun and moon, moonflower to sunflower. Oh yeah, we can do a sun and moon balance while we're at it. We're going to do sun and moon balance and then sunflower, moonflower. All right, so find your feet hip-width distance apart. Inhale and exhale. So we've got our firm foundation, right? The feet are planted, the toes are also planted. Everything's in a nice alignment here. We're going to put the hands on the hips, raise the right heel, make sure that we didn't just sink into that left leg, so the left leg is super strong, and gently start to let those toes come up. Just see where balance is right now with the gaze fixed. And release. Okay, other side. Left heel lifts, right leg stays nice and strong and upright, left knee. So one side might act differently than the other, it usually does, right? We're going to go right heel up, and then if it's your day to do this, right knee up. Okay, you can always balance with toes gently on the mat. And then perhaps left arm up, right fingertips down for full sun and moon. And release. Okay, left heel, left knee, right arm, left arm. You go into this as far as it's appropriate for you right at this moment. And if you're kind of wobbly, that's great. That's teaching your body release that it can go in and out of balance. If you're ready, we're going to go right leg, left arm, smooth. And release, yeah. See how you can keep bringing yourself back to balance. left leg, right arm. This is what we have to do in life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dogs pull on the leash and whoops. The cat gets in front of us and release, shake it out. All right, so we're going to do sunflower, moonflower, starting with 5-pointed star here. Legs are wider than hip width distance, toes are turned out. Elbows to waist, knees over toes, and up, moonflower. Take it down and up. Yes, take it down and up, and take it down and up. One more down and up. Now we're going to turn this into sunflower. So as the knees come out, you start to fold forward any amount. Cross your right arm in front of your left and come up. Knees out, left arm in front of right and come up. And you can fold forward a little bit, or you can fold forward more deeply, anywhere that feels good to you for a forward fold. Yeah. Just keep switching arms, right arm, left arm. Good, and the next time your left arm crosses in front, you'll be even. Bring your hands to your hips and heel toe your feet together. Shake things out. Inhale and exhale. All right, now just kind of free form, wiggle around for a moment. And come back, remember we were talking about posture. Come back to standing. Just stand how you stand right now. Don't try and force anything. And then close your eyes and see if you can sense where everything is. Where are your feet right now? Are they lined up? Is one forward, one back? We're just observing. Where are your hands? Are they forward? Are your shoulders hunched forward, or are your hands at the side of your body? And now, still without opening your eyes, try and fix anything that feels out of alignment coming into a mountain pose, okay? We're not looking, we're just sensing where the body is. Sense where the feet are, the hips, the shoulders, the neck. And then just blink your eyes open and shake things out. All right, that was just a little inside information, right? Okay, so yeah. So from here, we're just going to wiggle around a little bit more. Find anything that you want for coming down when we're on the earth, you know, and if it's getting a little chilly, grab something to cover up with, and also grab your strap. And once you have your strap nearby, your feet hip width distance apart, come to a nice mountain pose here. See if you can feel the energy moving through your body. Is it balanced? Is it more to one side than the other? We're observing, right? Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, let's take a nice straight leg swan dive. Use the length we just have been developing in the hamstrings, and just let the hands go where they want to go right now. Let the hamstrings release, and let the spine be long with the crown of the head facing the earth, so everything's nice and long here. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, knees bend, shine your heart up. And then sink the hips as you bring your hands to the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Remembering dog can always be table if that's preferable. Now go ahead and bring your big toes together and take your knees to one side, hips to the other, and go side to side. Come back center and slowly draw the knees down, sit off to the side, and let's find seated mountain pose. Balanced seating in seated mountain pose here. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're just going to shake things out now and do a couple of nice soft forward folds. So inhale the arms up and just exhale forward. Keep it nice and soft. Roll the arms up and exhale forward. And then come on back up, shake everything out, and bend your knees and roll down. Have that strap within reach. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we have both knees bent. We're opening and closing the knees here. We're going to draw the arms long and the legs long. Inhale. And as you exhale, draw just your right knee in and hold on to your shin or your hamstring. Ardha Apanasana, half wind removing pose here. Inhale, draw your right leg long, arms overhead. And exhale, left knee in. Inhale, draw your left leg long, arms overhead, and draw your right knee in. Now reach for your strap here and put the strap around the ball of your right foot. Flex your right foot and draw your right leg long. So that left leg might decide at this point that it wants to bend any amount. Let it. It might stay straight. Doesn't matter. Just do what the left leg is requesting. The right leg is straight up. Flex your right foot. We're holding opposite ends of the strap here. Inhale and exhale. And now we're going to breathe into the hamstring, and without tugging on the strap, just see if those toes come any farther back. We're taking them toward the head here. And then release back to center with the right foot still flexed. And go ahead and breathe the toes back. And release. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee. Let the knees open and close. Nice little release there. Yeah. All right, so we're going back to put the strap off to your left side. Extend both legs. Inhale. Exhale the left knee in. And then put the strap around the ball of your left foot. Flex the left foot as you extend the left leg up, and let the right knee and the right leg do what it needs to do right now. Okay. Also, what feels good to your spine. So if having the right leg extended means you're overarching through the spine, let that knee bend. Okay. Flex your left foot. Inhale. Tap into your hamstring and see if those left toes are willing to come any farther back without tugging, just gentle encouragement from the breath. And then release. Flex the left foot, and one more time. All right, let's release. Put 2 feet to the mat and gently open and close the knees, little butterfly wings. Now we're going to extend both legs and both arms overhead and come into Apanasana with both knees in. Put some space in between the legs here because we're going to work on the ankles, so point and flex the feet. And then circle the ankles one direction and the other. And then bringing your feet down, arms out to the side, nice and long here. And we're going to work the hands. Extend through the fingers and make a nice gentle fist. Extend through the fingers and wiggle as you come into your fist. Extend and wiggle and make a little fist. And then rotate the wrists one direction and the other. And release your hands down by your side and gently let your head move side to side. And then come back to center and start to scan your body. See if any movement or realignment is needed here as you find your way into your final relaxation position for today. Okay? So, come into a comfortable spot where you don't feel like any more movement is necessary. If you're okay with closing your eyes, close your eyes. Otherwise, defocus them. Inhale through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth as you let your body just melt onto the earth for our most important pose of the whole practice, final relaxation. And just allow your breath to move naturally and just be. Begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. On your next inhale, extend your arms and legs. And as you exhale, draw your knees in. Finding your way over to a side and back up to a nice easy seat. Turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit Thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.